Hello, Mama Bat is back. Today I'm gonna talk with you about, or to you about, you have no chance to answer, about something very important. It's if you are a raver, or like you like to go to clubs, maybe you haven't been to a rave yet, but it's in the future, one day we will. It's a bit different than going into a club, because in a club there's like bouncers, there's wardrobe, there's like you can leave your shit behind, you can just like dress up until you are naked or almost naked, and then you go out dancing. It's safe, it's like it's hot, everybody's sweating, the walls are sweating, everything is sweating, and you can be like in almost no gear. But when you go to the rave, maybe it's outdoor, some of them are, or maybe it's in an abandoned building that hasn't been heated up since the Second World War or something like that, or since the Cold War ended, because that's at least in Berlin, many of the abandoned places became abandoned when the war went down. And when you don't heat up a space for ages, it's definitely going to be not like in your home or in some other. My dog wants to have my attention in a club. So you would need to dress up a bit differently. And even though it sounds really fucking boring, I'm anyway going to tell you. Hey Maurice, can you please move your ass, because you're really like showing your ass to the camera now. Come on here. Yeah. So first of all, I come from Finland. When I was a teenager, I was already a darkling. A darkling is a person who, finds the dark side a bit positive thing, a very positive thing, but also dresses in black. And has a very particular style. At that point, I had no idea about techno. It came in 1999. But when I was young, I had no idea how to dress up. I was always freezing in the winter because I had to keep my style, but I didn't want to wear like long johns and shit like that, and that's where it went very wrong. So I was always freezing in the wintertime. Then I moved to Norway, and actually at some point when I was a proper grown-up, I guess, I rented a cottage, and that cottage had no electricity in the beginning. And anyway, it was like non-heated cottage while I was not there. So when I arrived on Friday, there was -degrees inside when I came. Like literally there was -degrees inside. So I put on the heat and started like slowly warming it up, and it went from -degrees to whatever doable inner temperature there was. I think the maximum I could reach was like maybe 15, maybe 17 in the proper winter time, because there's a proper winter in Oslo. And this is how you learn to dress up. In Norway, there is also something called kind of a behavioral rules for the mountain hiking, because people go on hiking trips on the mountain, and it's a bit different than going for a walk in the city. And you can kind of compare this, like walking in the city is the same as going clubbing, and going hiking in the mountains is the same as going to a rave. And basically, you have to dress up in layers. Actually, the best layer you can have is wool inside. The inner layer should be wool. But since you will be in a movement and it is not fully outside, most likely, maybe some like sports underwear like this. It actually looks quite cool also. Could be the inner layer. You can also put an inner layer under the inner layer, and then it's like a really cool inner layer, like something ravey, because maybe it gets hot enough and you can peel off everything almost, and you won't freeze. But you still would need to have these layers with you, because it might be that at some point you go outside chilling, maybe it's raining, maybe it's fucking snowing, maybe the wind is strong, you never know. So you need to just have this layer, and then you have to have something really boring. You have to have long johns. These are matching to the top at the moment. And then I put on like a cool 90s biker shorts I have here, so that in case in case you just kind of need need to dress off anyway, so I have something colorful here because I like the 90s. And then I like covered everything with dog hair so that I really look fashionable. My dear Morris takes care of that always. So yeah, that's like the beginning of it. Then I always bring with me something I don't have here to show you now, but like I have fleece leggings. Those I have saved my life several times. I would highly recommend to try to get somewhere your hands on stuff like that. This also applies to queuing to a club, to in general dressing up for the winter. This is the guide for everything. How to dress up for the fucking winter. Also, maybe now because we have this fucking energy crisis going on, so maybe this applies to being at your home so that you don't freeze to death. Socks, by the way, I recommend like these thin but like sports socks, like they're kind of wool-ish. I think there's maybe wool mixed in them. I see that they are not right way, so they are like inside out, which is typical me. And the other one is also inside out, and they're actually not pairs. But that's my concept, is you don't need to wear non-paired socks. Why I wear non-paired socks is a long story, so I'm not going to go into that now. Then my main outfit, I'm going to show it to you. It's like it's really fucking cool. It's like, it's an overall for like, what's that? Like motorbiking or something. I don't actually know exactly what it is. And I made some suitable decorations. I have a Huggy Wuggy. His name is Cy Agarix. Behind. He's really excited about his first rave. He said that he wants to dress up as it. You know, the clone from the movie and the book. So yeah, he's creepy as fuck already. And yeah, we are so excited about this event. Like, so this is missing the arms. So I once removed them because I was wearing this in Abandoned Blaze and it was a bit too hot. So for the next round, I removed the arms, and to solve that problem, I have like it's like a children's fleece, which I modified a bit. I do have modifying skills, but you can also just use scissors for materials like it. It won't break off fully, at least not on one night. And I made it like crop top because I love crop tops, and then it's just the arms that cover my. It's just in case it's needed. Like the last rave I was at, I was actually wearing this, even though it was in August, I think, because inside it might sometimes be really cold. And then I have something that has saved a lot of Ravers' lives. I think like some of the kids are alive because of this blanket. They just don't know it because they don't know how it would have been without this blanket. But they experienced this blanket, and it was amazing for them. So basically, this was like how did I present this in a right way? It's like a blanket with arms. I have no idea who came up with this concept. It was like super long. It was like, actually it would have been following me a couple of meters behind me. So I guess it's meant to be like that, you really wrap yourself inside of it. And there's like I made some decoration on it. It looks a bit ravey. And I also modified this. I made it shorter so that it doesn't follow you like 3 meters behind you, because you don't want to have like shit from the times in the past on your clothes, and that everybody's stepping on him and shit like that. So it needs to be like, suitable length. And this is where the scissors come in, or whatever sewing machine you have. And yeah, this has been like with me everywhere the last maybe half a year. I don't remember quite when I made it. And I always find someone chilling and sleeping somewhere. Like, yeah, they look cold. They are cold. They are super thankful when I cover them with this. And then later I see them wandering around with this, and I go, hey, that's my blanket, by the way. So you're awake now and you want to like... I actually would like to have it back because I made it. It's mine. And they go, oh, it's yours. Oh, okay, good luck. but they, yeah, they really enjoyed. And this is stuff like, it sounds a bit complicated maybe, but if you commit yourself into this kind of stuff and grab yourself gear like this, you can survive anything. You can actually just, this blanket you can also use in your sofa when you're watching whatever you're watching, and it's a bit chilly because it's expensive to put your heating on. So that would be recommended shit to have around. Like fleece is amazing material, it's really hot. Of course, the problem often with, if you have a lot of layers, it might be that you sweat under and then you're like cold under the layers. That's especially applying to rain gear. It's like a fucking hell, I hate rain gear. But sometimes rain gear is also necessary. If you find good, comfortable rubber boots, you can actually dance in them. Okay, Maurice wants to have our attention and be in front of the camera. Sorry, guy, but you need to be a bit, go this way. And rubber boots are, I almost actually went accidentally raving in rubber boots. So I know that mine are comfortable because I forgot my trainers at home. And I was like, fuck, I just bought the rubber boots. But then it's actually quite practical. They were nice to wear. So that's also recommended. And all this stuff I have here, like, except for the overall, which I bought for a very cheap price. Everything else is found in free boxes, and of course I know that not everybody has this possibility, but maybe you can buy it like on some channel where you can buy used stuff on flea markets. Ask your mom, do we have anything like this that I could just take and modify, because I really need it, because Mama Bat said that it's essential to wear when I go raving. And then the last masterpiece I have, the stuff I make is like I make harnesses that suit both for your naked body and for your like on the outside of your jacket or whatever you have. So this, for example, is like, I found these parts here the other day. I just fucking love it. This is actually maybe the coolest thing I ever made so far. I like found this tube, and then together with this tube was this chain, and it's just fitting perfectly together. So you just basically just pull this thing down. It comes from a toy. Put it on. You adjust, and then there's a ring behind. And this is something. This is something you can wear over your inner layer, your jacket, anything. Normally I attach toys to my designs, so this is not with a toy, but you can. I have other stuff that comes with toys, but this is really cool because it's so simple. I fucking love it, and it was all a coincidence. So what I make is never based on the existing plan. It just appears and then I just make it. So much fun. And then of course I have my regulars, like Sharkling in one hand and Hell No in the other. I see that Hell No is starting to get really trashy too, so like trash is the new black, bitch. Anyway, see you on the dance floor, kids. Remember to dress up well. Like, don't freeze. Freezing is so stupid. It's like freezing is so fucking last decade, okay?